How we doing? Gather round, lost things, one and all. We have another lost thing that I can show you. Uh, it's more interesting to talk about than Destiny, I think, anyway. And I'll be going into this blind, as it has been quite some time since I've stumbled across this. So we're going to go ahead and take this adventure together. The reveal. It's Lost Planet. Extreme Condition. This is a game Capcom made. Capcom, the Resident Evil people, the Monster Hunter people, would be more appropriate as far as a comparison to this game. There's the audio. We're going to go ahead and just kind of start. We're going to pick a new game in the campaign. Have ourselves a little output thing. There we go. That'll do it. Oh yes, that's perfectly alright. We're just going to go through on normal because the Capcom lock, a situation where you're continuously pushed over and laughed at, is real and alive in this, as it is in Monster Hunter. Do you have questions already? I know I did. And as a fair warning, this game will only, given that it is an ancient port, run in full screen. It does not have a borderless window option.
Minus 80.
Oh.
80 years before the trial century. Humankind had abandoned the comfort of a familiar world in order to attempt life on EDN-3.
We all packed up and left.
As emigration to the New World progressed, facilities were constructed to handle the growing population, and colonization appeared to be successful.
Stay on our toes for what, you might ask?
What's that?
Whatever it is, it's really vibrating the whole world here.
Fire!
It's a space bug.
We've run into some trouble. This is bad.
It's apparently very bad.
With the expansion of the colony, humanity encountered a new alien life form. Known as the Acrid, they were immediately identified as a hostile presence. The humans had no weapons with which to repel Acrid aggression, and were forced to retreat from their new home.
Gotta hold them off.
I mean, that's not true. We did have guns.
Surround network. Eat this.
While fleeing from the enigmatic menace, the humans discovered the precious thermal energy lying within the very bodies of the Acrid. It was a powerful new energy source. Suddenly, humankind was determined to fight.
Well, hell yeah, we can, fuel our mud trucks with it.
You want some of this?
He did want some of that, it turned out.
Damn you sons of bitches!
The humans developed a weapon capable of fighting back against the Acrid Scourge, the Vital Suit, or VS. With VS technology, humanity has returned to EDN-3, and the great colonization experiment has resumed.
Sorry I was late.
Better late than never.
Gale, we've got Acrid over here. Commencing attack. Roger that.
So a great number of these vital suits are, we'll let Gale finish.
Nothing here yet. Proceeding to the rendezvous point.
Understood. I'll see you there. What the?
If you're noticing the mouth movements aren't quite lined up, it's because they didn't bother to sync up the lid flaps. Got him.
Dad!
Oh, look at that DX-10 hair.
Understood.
I actually do like Wayne's jacket, though.
22 years have passed since the second colonization. The VS has given humanity a means to battle the Acrid. But outside of direct combat with the monstrosities, there is no known method of harvesting the precious thermal energy.
Okay, so all of our future toys run on bug blood. We're Wayne. It throws us in. And right away you'll notice that the control scheme is interesting. Our torso kind of moves independently from the rest of us. We can go in several directions, you know, without necessarily perturbing our aim. It's a little bit like Monster Hunter that way. We also have this, for scaling vertically. There is no way to sprint. Dodge rolling is somewhat of a hidden feature. You must crouch and jump in order to dodge roll. You can go the entire game without discovering that. Our run cycles are synced up. Don't you ever. Sir? Sir. Don't you ever. I'll get up there if I want. I won't. He has the ability to stop me with his mind. This man is terrifyingly powerful, and it'd be best if we don't irritate him. Now we may go. You'll automatically grapple onto things and be able to rappel down. We have a flashlight that we can turn on and off. We have to hit the grappling button to release it. Hello. You'll notice that they have a glowing weak spot. They're nowhere near as tough as you'd think they were. Back to the game. Okay, just a moment here. We're going to adjust our audio. The music is coming through very, very loud. We'll also do this, because I'm noticing some interesting things. That may be smoother. And how's that sound? Alright. The witch is giving me a thumbs up, so... we have more of them. They'll spawn infinitely out of those holes in the wall. So we have to kill the spawner. It's all relatively standard video game logic, but the designs of these flying worm things is kind of interesting. Swimming through the air with their little appendages.
Split up. Regroup at the rendezvous point.
Oh, we've got to mash E. These are data posts. They're little relay towers. There you go. Restore thermal energy, and they also give us access to our map. Which is this? Excuse me. Okay.
You never mentioned that thing.
Yeah, Gale.
Retreat! Wayne!
Yes. We, in fact, cannot fight. He's just too powerful. Our gun's not nearly big enough. Someone else has started this data post. So we just have to follow these men to safety. We'll be pursued a little bit at a time. You'll notice I have a gauge that's always ticking down in the upper left-hand corner. That's my thermal energy, and I need that to stay alive here. This is a frozen world. How about that's my life? You can see the weapon that I have, and I'll have a secondary thing right in the corner there. Okay, we're getting that it's a little bit loud again. The music does kick up pretty hard. We'll adjust. Yeah, we'll go ahead and... Yeah, let's see if the game settings helps with that. Ah, yeah, that might be a problem. It doesn't scroll, by the way. There we are. How's that sounding now? I mean, Green Eye is going to be very loud. We'll just continue on our way and we'll adjust as we go. There's bound to be growing pains. He's really just trashing whatever this place is. Taking big chunks out of the building. Well, hang on. We have to activate the data post, otherwise how am I going to get good reception out here? There we are. And this is one of the main features of the game, the VSs. You can board a robot. They have their own controls. You can remove and replace the weapons on them. You have to do it by hand, which is somewhat interesting. Sir. And this is one of those fights in a Capcom game where you're not really supposed to win. How do you like that sound for the guns? They just kind of buzz. They sound much different in subsequent games, but for now, that's them. Lovely, isn't it? That's what Capcom thought guns sounded like. And there we are. That completes the encounter. He dented our bubblehead. Well, why would yours work any better than mine? Ah, Gale was our dad.
The intruders in the dome have encountered the Green Eye.
We sure did.
I see. They had VSs, but they're up against the Green Eye. Would you like us to investigate? Yes, just in case. But take your time. Understood. You should have played alone. You had your chance. Now you will die like dogs.
Well, not all dogs die in the traditional sense, and really they should know that, being an evil corporation. Again, this is Capcom, so there's an evil corporation involved in there scheming. You gotta look out for them. And there we are, face down in the snow. By a dome? Just a dome. Not sure if that's where we came from or if it's where we're going. And there we go. We've woken up. We've been rescued. And we have this thing on our arm.
You're full of surprises. That device on your arm is absorbing the thermal energy for use in your body.
But how?
All done.
Oh.
Yuri, can I come in now?
The thermal energy and your arm will be our little secret.
Why?
It's complicated.
Okay.
Come in.
Hey, bud, where'd you get your work belt?
Welcome back.
Hi, love interest. Listen, can we talk about the man standing next to
Who
you?
are you?
Yeah, that one.
I'm Yuri.
No, the one with
That's
the...
Luca and Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Do you remember your name?
I need to talk about Rick. Rick is a lot to look at.
You know, you were frozen inside your VS when we found you.
Okay. Is Rick okay, though?
Green Eye.
Green Eye?
Those are spark
The
plugs.
acrid that killed my father.
Do you remember anything else?
Nah.
No,
Okay.
nothing.
It might just be temporary amnesia.
Isn't that convenient?
Rest.
We got in one little fight and our brain got scared, and our memories moved in with our aunts and uncles in Bel Air. I think this is supposed to be quite some time later, but,
How's it going?
you know, the direction.
Well, you seem to be feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're starting to get used to life here.
I don't know about that.
Come on inside. I'll fix you something to warm you up.
Okay. I like that even our mugs are powered
Isn't
by
there
bug
someone
sauce.
around?
I've tried everything. There's no other way.
Ma'am, aren't you
We
cold?
can't avoid the acrid if we want to reach our destination.
If
Ex-
only one of us could pilot a VS.
Exposing skin in this kind of climate is not advisable.
What?
Huh?
You can?
I remember how to pilot one.
Alright.
We need your help, Wayne. We could use an able pilot.
We're trying to eradicate the acrid from this world, one hive at a time.
That seems impossible.
The that killed your father is one of them. We're looking into finding that one, but in the meantime, we could really use your skill.
I didn't say I was good at it.
All right. Show me to the first hive.
We do know of one in the vicinity, but are you sure you're up to this?
Yeah.
Quite.
All right, I'll give you the details.
Something I did appreciate about this game is that Wayne is visibly Asian. Rather than being told that he's Japanese, but he just looks like some white dude. Alright, these are our mission objectives. If you activate a data post, it'll help guide you to your destination, as well as give you a map of your surroundings. We do want those. We have to destroy the acrid hive. We got our boots, we got our jacket, we got our gun. And we can kind of see what the environment of Lost Planet is like. It's a little bit bleak by a whole lot of standards. Yeah, thanks. I'm busy. I have to steal your reserves. These are full of thermal energy, pretty much always. We're going to want that, because we're constantly on a ticking clock. And this is a VS.
Ready?
It's not quite as fancy as our other one. But it's got legs and a gun. We do want to conserve that chain gun ammunition. So we're going to hop out. We're going to harvest things this way. There are these little coins hidden around. I won't be going and looking for all of them. Hidden is not lost. There is a difference. And we do have a secondary weapon. Oh, no, not quite yet. Looks like we have to wait a moment or two for the shotgun. You pick up copies of your gun to just add to your ammunition stockpiles. A couple of things to see and do.
There should be a data post in the vicinity. If
Uh-huh.
you find it, be sure to activate it.
we can shoot our grenades mid-air, and it makes them explode more gooder, and more gooder is best goodest. It is, of course, not how anything works, but rewarding the player for doing dumb tricks is sort of a Capcom standby. They did include a knife in a more recent game called the Hot Dogger. Yeah, give me this. Unfortunately, my pickup button is also my melee button, where we just kind of whack him with the gun. Uh-huh. And we may as well just climb on into our VS here.
Ready. Initializing.
It's ready. It's initialized. VSs have typically 2 spots for guns, just on the right and left there, and they're mapped to my mouse buttons. Oh, there we go. We have opposition. Bugs come in big. They have spots that you can kind of break off. And those will always be marked by, you know, these glowy patches. There we are. So in a way, this was sort of doing what Dead Space wanted to do before Dead Space existed. The bigger ones, it pays to take them apart. And we cannot fit in here. Not with this, even though clearly we could if we just drove it straight forward. We'll have to get out and go inside. Here's a secondary. It's a shotgun. And like a lot of games of this time, it has no idea what a shotgun is, but that's alright. Wayne also has telescopic eyes. We can swap between a primary and a secondary.
Make sure to use your light in the dark.
Thank you. We do have a flashlight that I can turn on and off manually. With how uncommon that is in modern games, I genuinely am thankful for that being a function of this.
They're crawling all over the place, Wade. You need to cut the acrid off at the source.
Yeah, we're dealing with it. Just let me take my time and let me be me. See? I know what I'm doing. There we are. And a lot of the acrid aren't very tough. It's, again, a Capcom game, so the AI isn't stellar. If you're careful and methodical, not even particularly careful, more just methodical and not panicky, it's not an issue to cruise through most encounters. Keep your distance, shoot what's available, utilize red barrels placed conspicuously in your line of fire. Turn on cell phone towers that someone put in this parking garage.
You've activated the data post.
Yes, I did.
Now that it's online, you can check the map with your PDA.
That's the map. There we are. The map doesn't always close when you click 5 again. That's the key that the map is mapped to. There we are, back out into the snow. Not being able to see as much certainly makes the space feel bigger, doesn't it? You're obscured from a whole lot of things. It's
Or even a VS might be buried underneath the snow.
There we are, and we have another introduction to a mechanic here. We'll find these snow things. They might cover good stuff. Usually they cover just whatever. That's a rocket launcher. We could use it, but I don't really care for them in this game. A few smaller acrid here and there. Oh, this one's just having fun. He's just running in circles. here we'll see that our gun that we have in our hands is really not that much worse than a VS's gun, is it? It makes the vital suits seem a lot less vital. Alright, and just a moment, before we get too far into this, I am going to go ahead and grab myself something to drink. In the meantime, back shortly. Okay, we're back. Properly hydrated and everything. I could already feel these vocal cords drying up. We're still lost on this planet. The planet that may or may not also be lost. It seems like we know where it is. Well, some grenades, but we're full, and a rocket launcher, but we don't need that right now. Our passage is barred. Luckily, we are extremely powerful. We have a couple of more of the roly-polies. But we know how to deal with those. We can also grapple onto them, which you'll notice showed up later in Monster Hunter. So creatures of a certain size you can use as, you know, points to anchor your retractable grappling hook. There is a lot of Monster Hunter DNA in Lost Planet. Or rather, a lot of Lost Planet DNA in Monster Hunter. A great many of the ideas that show up here have been lauded as innovations by people that didn't play these games. When we could climb on monsters for the first time in Monster Hunter, that was insane. So was...
Fall at any moment. You might be able to use them to your advantage, but be careful not to get crushed yourself.
We're gonna pull a Mulan on some bugs. Anyway, it was lauded as a huge advancement. It was a great big deal that we could climb on monsters and traverse vertically over terrain, but as you can see, Lost Planet, which was released, let's see. When was Lost Planet released? Let's find out, together, you and me. Lost Planet. First release, 2006, December 21st. So way back in 2006, geez, 1 year after fucking high school, this was released, and it wouldn't be until much, much later that Monster Hunter would make this a normal feature. Give me my prize bug. We'll swap to something with a little bit more reach, because we do want to demonstrate the boulder physics. That's what that looks like. Physics? Physics. Well, you can hear him coming on down the way. There he is. Sir, do you want to come over here? Okay. Kinda, not really. We're having some pathfinding problems. That's okay, friend. I can come to you. And yeah, we'll get some oddities on the visuals like that time to time. VSync is on, so I'm not entirely sure where that's stemming from. It may be that that's simply the visual effect that they went with, but I don't think so. It looks a little bit too much like screen tearing to me. Can you guess where the hive might be? If you guessed in a cave, you'd be correct. Now, those creatures, even though I'm shooting them immediately, do at least pose a threat. They can damage you. They do so by flying directly into you. Their heads are shaped sort of like
Sensors are indicating a very large heat
pendulums. You'd think you could climb that. I don't know that you can. Doesn't seem so. It's a pathway to nowhere. The Hive. We have the option, because we are extremely powerful, to just sort of pick up these VS weapons and use them with our hands. We can't move around while doing so. I suppose we do have to brace to some degree. But, you know, that's kind of slowing us down. As much fun as it is to pick up a gun and have it actually go burr, we're gonna move on without it. There are also guns that run on your thermal energy. This is one. It flings that slow-moving, damaging projectile, which tracks a little bit. I'm not sure the mechanism that it's supposed to be working on, but whatever. Something like that in a game like this that controls as clunkily as it does, and again, I'll use Monster Hunter as its closest relative in the Capcom family to illustrate that. You can understand why it is that a slower moving projectile would be almost impossible to aim, particularly with faster moving things like this. I had to manually crank my mouse sensitivity up a great deal in order to get it to control as well as it is right now. And we'll still miss shots here and there. There we are. We'll be harassed a little bit as we get closer. They behave a lot like bees. There we are. We have one more data post to... Pi does not approve. We have one more data post to go ahead and start up. Well, it looks like we have a straggler on the side. Now, Lost Planet 2 does, Lost Planet, the original one, does tell us that the data posts will help us activate our map, but you typically don't need the map for much of anything. We're going to cross this web-like substance. At least I suppose it's supposed to be web-like. Might be more plasticine. And we are in the hive. Unfortunately for us, I'm going to ask you to wait. Sir, you're being unpleasant. And I would like my gun back. There we are. Someone left a perfectly good VS here. I'm aware of that. It has controls, we know that. We want that tail, and we're going to buzz at the tail until he falls over. Now tearing is getting very, very bad. Is there anything at all we can do about that? Model quality, motion blur, no. Vertical sync is on. Aspect correction, concurrent operations. Doesn't seem to be. We're just going to have to blame it on being an old game. Pretend it's the camera glitching out on this vital suit. And we can see his health bar rapidly depleting as, it vibrates with machine gun bits hitting it. We can see a pretty classic Capcom boss pattern here. It rolls around an arena. And we're done. We got a piece of expensive military hardware out of it. That's not bad. He'll have one last go. You can pick up spare ammo if it's detached and add it to your total within a VS. It's only swapping the components that you need to get out for. We collected a bunch. We got Earth. Welcome to it. Mission successful, crew.
Time to face down Crimson Unity.
Okay.
Crimson Unity.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
Pirates.
Ah.
They killed our comrades and stole our trailer.
Son of a bitch.
If we get the trailer back, we can maintain the VS and continue our
Assault on the Acrid hives.
Okay. I'm just gonna glow.
But it won't be easy.
Oh.
Fighting is the only thing I remember. I'll do it.
Great.
That's not a good reason, Wayne.
The snow pirates? You mean you don't know?
Why do you have grenades on that necklace?
Where do I begin? This world was first discovered 150 years ago.
Okay.
The humans couldn't resist the vicious attacks of the Acrid. They even had to abandon the colony once. Only a few privileged made it off-world.
All of the less fortunate colonists were left
behind, and eventually became snow pirates.
Exactly.
That's no.
Yeah, I got it.
They didn't just become colonists.
Wayne, come on back. We'll discuss our next action then.
Got it.
Well, they have one man capable of shooting kind of straight, so clearly it's time to go ahead and shake down these.
sightings in the area. Their hideout must be close.
All right. Because it seems to me like we built an awful lot in 150 years, and an awful lot of it is very, very modern. This doesn't look like a future settlement. This looks like Earth. Anyway, we have to go ahead and engage in a gang fight now. We have a gun. These are literally the first people we've seen, so we're comrades till the end. Our PDA is engaged. There we are. We see kind of what the Crimsons look like. They seem much more suitably dressed to the environment than I am. With my chaps and my butt print thermal underwear. Speed limit 60. I'll try not to go too fast. They left shotguns all around, just in the snow. That seems irresponsible. Do you think the Crimsons have children? Or is this their version of like an Easter egg hunt? Just a shotgun left in the snow. And if you find it, then you get to stay warm this winter. They all have a good laugh because it's always winter on EDN 3. Not Eden 3, EDN 3. It's different. We got him. Oh, but then another one came out. Oh, and another still.
The area is filled with Acrid, but not a pirate in sight. Where is that hideout?
Maybe they're dead. We'll get to that post when we're not being assaulted. Did you hit something? Are you alright? Can we continue our fight now? And a great deal of the fights will look like this as I just kind of circle around him. aim for their weak points as the opportunity presents itself. It's a Capcom game. Fast forward a few years and all those weak points are eyeballs. I should say still eyeballs. There we are. Always clean up after yourself. Oh, we have 2 comments. Yes, please. Yeah, I like the setting a lot. I think Frozen Wasteland is an underused sort of place for video games to visit. We see the sandy one a lot, and we'll see, like, you know, ones that they tell us are irradiated, but what it means is that there are some places that drain your health, and that's that. But somewhere that you can witness how inhospitable it is, and your supply of actually being out in it is limited, is something that I really like. And there's a lot about this game that's stuck in my brain and never left. As far as the button mashing goes, yeah, this, you know, it's 2006 Capcom. In a little bit, there will be one with a whole lot of QuickTime events where it's inappropriate. As we can kind of follow their fads and preferences that they attempted to grapple onto. Well, sometimes you can avoid those by grappling onto them, sometimes you can't. Anyway, you'll notice that our life regenerates, and that feeds off of our thermal energy. And it's because we have that thing on our arm. Why do I need those? I don't need those. We're pretty good on machine gun bullets. Quite the entrance, sir. And like in Monster Hunter, they can swat at each other or block each other's path if you set them up for it. Move around. He chases us, kind of. We can put bullets into his side, and it does a little bit of damage at a time, but not much. We really do want that tail. Otherwise, we'll be here all day, and frankly, as nice as it is, I don't have the option to hang out all day. Winter is my favorite season.
In the area, the pirate base must be in a location they can't reach.
Sure. Is there somewhere that they can't reach? They seem capable of scaling walls, and some of them capable of flying. Maybe just a hole that's too small, you know? Yeah, we have another large one. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to wait your turn. There we go. Now we're free to talk. And it has these bizarre mandibles for its mouth. That one's arm didn't come off, though. Not sure why. But yeah, acrid mouths open up typically in these sort of trifold patterns. Which I think is an interesting look for them as just a species. I also do like that they seem suitably alien. They're not just a massive hamburger. I'm sorry, is there a data post up there? Maybe where we're going in the future. I don't believe I can get up there now. No, we hit a pretty solid barrier. That does tie into what I was saying, is that with all of the snow and things, this place feels vast and oppressive, doesn't it? You can look out and imagine that people did live here at one point, and that things just sort of went south, and that's not something I can say for Destiny. I can't imagine anyone lived anywhere. I don't see where they would live. And a lot of their environments that they tell me are hostile, well, aren't. I can exist there just fine. Here, I can't. I do have to keep moving. I've done this a couple times before, so, you know, I still retain the basics of anything orange will fuel my fanny pack there and keep me warm through the winter. But my stay can never, ever truly be infinite. There we are, our PDA is engaged. Yeah, I'll take that this time. Ooh, almost.
Larger equipment wouldn't be able to get to the bridge. Wait, can you see a way up there?
I'm doing something else right now. Oh, a VS shotgun. Well, if we find something to attach that to, sure. Otherwise, I don't see the point. Being able to move and shoot is pretty important. Hello again. And frankly, this game is also an interesting point. He's not quite done yet, huh? There we are. In favor of diversity of creature being more important than volume of creature. They all present a different kind of hazard and a different level of concern, so prioritizing is a smart move. With these smaller ones, they don't worry me too much, so I can deal with them later, but with the rollier ones, they can easily shave off half to all of my health. Gentlemen, don't you have greater concerns?
We're screwed. Pirates. Their hideout must be nearby.
Yeah, and they're currently fighting that. Oh, it looks like someone's tipped over their VS. You'd think that they'd put our differences on hold. Okay, well, if you feel that strongly about territory, sir, you're welcome to go ahead and come over here and try to litigate it. He can't help it. He's a parrot. He feels very strongly about turf rules. I'll take that. We could use a refill. And of course, the human enemies pose a different threat still. They can shoot back. Not well, because they're Capcom human enemies, and it's a Capcom game from 2006. But still. There we are. We'll get this thing on its feet, and we'll go ahead and pick up a gun for its spare slot. Because this really does tip things in our favor. We can crush most obstacles. I wonder if it'll let me do that with the car. It will. Excellent. Since we're installing a new component, we are going to have to pick this up. Wayne, excuse me. There we are. You're going to have to do as I tell you, Wayne, if you want to make it through this.
Ready. Initializing.
And in we are. In later installments of the series, you can repair these. I'm not sure if that functionality exists here. It doesn't seem to. So when they're used, they're used.
Initializing.
There we are. The weaponry also gets more exotic the further we go in the series, at least within the series timeline. We have great big vertical leaps. And, well, now this bug doesn't seem quite so threatening, does it? we do want to watch out for those rocket launchers. They are the only thing that poses a significant threat to us in this. Also, I'm quite certain that what I've just done is a war crime. There's no way that this is anything but anti-material. Then again, we are on a different planet, so I don't know if anyone cares. You'll be alright. We can also walk on them.
That dilapidated building should provide some outcroppings to anchor onto. Look around.
And easy come, easy go. Just as quickly as we picked it up, we're going to have to abandon it. Thank you for your service, Walker Truck. There we are. We can read our emails. And pretty much that's it, because it's 2006, so we're talking about maybe a BlackBerry. Maybe. There we are. We'll scale their building. We'll keep a lookout ahead for, you know, people who are less than friendly. We'll detonate their supplies of life-saving thermal energy. Nothing is off the board for Wayne. He's kind of a loose cannon like that. Now, one of the trickier parts to Lost Planet platforming is getting a good angle. I can only look up so far, and then the game stops me. And that's because the looking around is tied to my torso. I suppose that makes sense to a certain degree, but, you know, move your arms, pal. Move your arms. You'd think there'd be a little bit more dialogue between us and them. You know, we're likely the first people they've seen in quite some time, so wouldn't they want to know what we're doing here if they can shake us down for something? They are snow pirates, after all. But this is an era where people said pirate to mean anything. The term did not have a specific meaning. There we go. Our PDA is updated again. This one may work. It does. We now have a different type of VS. It has 2 modes. It tells us what the controls are for using it on a gamepad, but of course we're not doing that. It's not the Y button. It's not E, that gets us in and out. There we are. We can go between Snowmobile and Walker with a press of the X button. Snowmobile. Forward. Yes, go. It doesn't seem to want to. We'll experiment and try that out. You'll notice that it's slower and smaller than the other one, kind of resembling a motorcycle. And we have VS on VS violence. Let's take a moment and try to figure out how to make this go forward, shall we? Ah. It's the jump button, because why wouldn't it be? Alright. It also has no reverse, near as I can tell. So we're gonna have to hit this ramp real good. Cowabunga. You can't make that jump. It looks like it has a bridge, kind of. But this is likely stuck down here. We'll see if we can get it out, but I'm doubtful. Nah, that's just not going to happen. That's okay. Missed one. No, they're certainly not. They're set up and ready for us. I did appreciate their death animations, that they didn't just sort of flop or grip a body part and fall over slowly. Looks sort of like they've been shot. They tried. Of course, sometimes the animation will play a little bit too long, and you'll have long since stopped shooting. So he just kind of does this wiggle dance, and we'll see if we can catch it on this guy. Yeah. Just a little bit of a wiggle dance, and then falls over. I'm going to need more bullets. And our telescopic eyes make short work of pretty much whatever distance. Oh, too far, Wayne. Well, that was close. Would have been handy to have a dash, wouldn't it? In fact, let's make use of our telescopic eye, shall we? Well, that's a shame. We're not going to get to. This is a more effective weapon for dealing with this. You see, like a number of things, VSs have a weak spot. It's on their back. Sometimes we can grapple on top of them, sometimes not so much. Sometimes they shake us off. If we stay inside of his arc of fire like this, it's very unlikely that he'll be able to rotate in time. And this is a primary weakness of a lot of the VSs. We found a hole. It was certainly a problem within the multiplayer, and yes, this game did have a multiplayer. There's a command to quick turn because the control scheme is what it is. Getting too close to him knocks me over. Oh no, it's too late. You've already engaged Wayne. Fighting is all he remembers. The game had a little bit of fun with grenade types. These are gum grenades. They stick to things. I don't really care for them. A heated and well-maintained facility. It seems like the Crimson Pirates are doing just fine. They did steal our trailer, though, which clearly calls for blood. And as you can tell, the shooting is not the most novel thing in the world, but positioning does become important with controls being as... I'm not even sure what the right term is for it. Sticky, unresponsive, clunky, charming for some people, as they are. It's not necessarily something that I find charming. What I like about Lost Planet is its idea. They went for something here, and I think that counts for a whole lot more than executing well on nothing. It's a world. I understand how it works mostly. You know, the bugs produce energy, but they're dangerous, so clearly we're going to have to tussle with them in order to get the stuff that we want. I know what the power source is, what it does. You know, it powers machines, technology. It's a fuel source. And I know what it doesn't do. There we are. Now we have our radar back. And a rough notion of where things are. You can see they just activated grappling hooks like ours. They, on paper, have the same capabilities that we do. I believe for the campaign their life is just turned down a little bit. They don't have access to the thing on our arm that lets us regenerate. You remember the insect glaive in Monster Hunter, how it had a bug that delivered juice that made you super? Well, we just go and get the bug in this one. There's our quick turnaround. Nice crunchy footsteps in that snow. And this is what I mean about just go and record something. Boots on snow. You can do it. I see you.
Proceed with caution.
Okay.
I will.
I won't. I'm not even certain if it's an option to do so. But of course, like I said, we will make use of Wayne's telescopic eyes. Caution! I'm sorry, did you have caution? We can peg them right out of their uncovered cockpits. And I can go and get that guy's suit in a moment. The rifle is strangely quiet. I'm not sure if this one's a special one or what the story is, but we'll find out. Nope. It's making noise now. It may have simply been that it, There we are. When that boy zooms in, he really likes to stay zoomed in. It may have had some sort of temporary power-up or something on it. We'll try it again with a different rifle when we find it. Well. Wait for me. Hey, pal. This is mine now. Caution. Caution. Excuse me, caution. I'm being very careful. How'd you escape the massacre? Caution. It looks like caution's been taken. We were very, very careful. You can see that the other faction is capable of taking these cell phone posts, but that just won't do. It's going to raise our rates. You don't want to pay roaming charges, so we're going to have to convert them to ours. There we are. And if I remember right, there are a couple of boys that are hanging out inside. It may have been who came out to talk to me earlier. I'll take it. Alright. Nothing of note. Looks like a chain gun buried there. Okay. I told you I'd be back for you. Now, as impractical as the VSs are, and they are impractical, their feet are too small, and frankly, using... Oh, did you drop an energy gun? That might be handy. We do wind up swimming in thermal energy, so we may as well make use of it. Anyway, as impractical as they are with their tiny feet and their high center of gravity and minimal armor, I do like how utilitarian they appear in art direction. They're all exposed joints and visible hydraulics. You can see where the fuel tank is and isn't. It's only really built to carry a pair of guns and shoot things, so... Oh, we have them spawning in. We hadn't gotten close enough before. So, of course, you know, it doesn't have manipulators on its hands or anything like that. It just has gun mounts. Because why fucking bother? The vast majority of them also don't have anything superfluous like a face or eyes. Because, fuck it, it's a murder bot. It's... they split a difference between tractor and advanced warsuit, and I really do like that look. Do we have more from the rocket people? Mm-hmm. We've hit a fall loop. Capcom physics. Anyway, we're just going to take our chances. No, 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 no. No, sir. My telescopic eyes see you. There you have it. No, it's coming. Wait for it. There it is. I would run too, yeah. I don't know what kind of radiation this is. I'm sure it's bad. Okay, but you know what has to happen. I keep hitting that button. Later installments of the game remap the grappling hook button. Nope. And number 2 hits the restart instead of selecting the second weapon. That's okay. It is a very old title, so we're going to get weirdness. Right. Well, let's go get our walker truck.
Ready. Initializing.
There we are. We'll stomp our way on over to our final objective. Open this door and probably gun down a few more of the people that live here. It's a nice setup. They got a fun door. Little Mega Man Legends-esque there. There we go.
Initializing.
No? Well, tell me what I'm missing. Is it just because I'm in the walker truck? I suppose we'll have to find out. If there are pirates, their base must be close.
Ready.
Well, let's see what we missed. Oh, I see. We perhaps have other friends that haven't shown up. Anyone at home? Are there more of you? There are. So it must be locked to spawns. That's alright. We'll traipse over a whole lot of things. Make sure there isn't anyone else that's hiding in the snow. Like him. Again, relics of old design. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. We've been over here, but we'll give it another look all the same. We'll step on some things that blow up. We'll even go inside the building. We'll see if that counts for anything. It wouldn't appear to. There's just some extras. Alright. We'll see if that was enough.
Ready? Initializing.
This time? This time. Ah, but it kicked us out. Oh, that's okay. Now again, on paper, he has the same abilities as me with his suit being, in fact, the same suit. But it's Capcom NPCs, so they don't work so good. I'll be honest. So they sent me more. No, ignorant. As you can tell, the mech noises get a little bit overwhelming at times. That does not get better the further we get in the series. Oh, did I already break the other one? That's impressive. Did not even remember doing that. Oh, nope, he's stuck against a wall. That's alright. We're alright. It's giving me hull integrity warnings. But that's not necessary. What have we got? Excellent. You'll also notice that the guns fire just a little bit off-center in this. We'll be alright. I know. See? And there we are. The mission is complete. And that'll become more common as we go on. The vital suits do play a much larger role. It gives us our stats. We found no marks. But that makes sense. We have already been welcomed to Earth.
Check that out over there.
That doesn't look good.
This is a trailer? This is not a trailer, my friend.
It's in better shape than I expected.
The engine's dead. We need to replace it before we can get the trailer running again.
All in good time.
Gotta move in first.
What?
Yuri!
A PDA.
Anything interesting?
Hold on.
I warned you about the BlackBerry. Really more of a Palm Pilot, which is even worse.
It's no good. This will take a while.
Nevek.
Yuri.
Oh, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
All right, try to hurry it up. There might be something about the green eye on there. Wayne?
Wayne's got a bad brain. We're in the memory palace.
It's a part of your life. That harmonizer won't work without thermal energy.
Okay.
If it starts to run low, you'll experience searing pain shooting through your body. Left that way, it will start to affect your brain.
Told you his brain was bad.
Death.
His brain is bad. Oh, we have a comment. Yes, please. Yeah, kind of. That's sort of what this was. I just don't make the bugs into shoes is about the difference there.
That thermal energy supply is for emergencies only.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I had plenty of thermal energy, my friends. You shouldn't have used that.
Gave it to Wayne.
Yuri, just who is that guy?
Anyway, yeah, it is very much like a science fiction monster hunter.
Now.
Controls included.
It might create a rift between you two.
And it's fast becoming a canyon. How can I trust someone I don't
Acting.
know?
Why it is that Wayne wouldn't just tell them, look, I have this thing on my arm. It's beyond me. It'll make my brain go bad if I don't feed it gasoline.
Wayne.
Yes, I'm Wayne.
How's the PDA analysis going?
I mean, it was on and logged in.
We've
Oh,
updated
oh, it's done. Never mind.
Take a look.
Oh. Good.
Yeah, I'm with you, bud. Why it had to have lines that just outline his cheeks is fucking crazy.
It's faint, but I'm sensing a heat signature located across the snow plain.
Well, son of a
You own the
bitch.
trailer, so check it out. I'll be working on the engine in the meantime.
Okay, you work on that. We have a pair of the snowmobile kind of VS's. We'll get to those. First, I have to get my reception. How else am I going to get mad at news posts on the internet? There we are. This area seems kind of fucked then, doesn't it? The bugs live here. And they're not likely to move out anytime soon. You're being rude. I'm trying to perform vehicle maintenance. There we go. Thank you for waiting your turn. A lot of the draw of the VSs themselves is basically to avoid using your own ammunition, and some of the VS weapons pack significantly more of a punch. We've seen that the chain gun is not necessarily stronger than the machine gun. I'm sure there may be some sort of slight numbers discrepancy, but it's Lost Planet, and I'm not going to mind for those numbers. Nor do I think anyone else has. What am I saying? Of course they have. It's a Capcom game. Someone has exhaustively documented this. There we are. And up, we've hit our limit of how far up we can tilt this. And of course, just like the narrative suggests, mostly what I interact with the Acrid for is harvesting their orange blood. Alright, off we go. we can't stick around here and just kind of scrape up absolutely everything. And honestly, odds are good that we will. I'm something of a scavenger at heart. Being underprepared is not something that I care for. Overprepared is also not something that I believe in. Mark of a well-executed plan is one that looks easy. Give me this. Thank you. And in order to drop it, we just kind of switch to our machine gun. Yeah, I gotta move this. There we are. It is amazing to me how much of this gameplay sort of half simulates working in a machine shop. I'm stacking and organizing parts and moving vehicles that I'm not working on out of the way. We have something buried here. Usually the buried things are of greater rarity and greater importance than things that aren't. And in this case, it's a rocket launcher. And we'll take it along. We haven't used one of these yet. You have to freshen up the way that you commit your war crimes.
Ready.
In we go. And we'll come right back for those in a moment or two. Of note, in hovercraft mode, or snowmobile mode if you prefer, we can fire our gun. We can't while it's standing back up. Of course, the way the snowmobile controls is not great. We hold space to go forward, and small taps on the directionals will spin us that direction quite a ways. It's several degrees per press. And so the game just hurls you from one spot to another. It seems to want to encourage swapping from this to that. Give me that back, thank you.
Ready.
And I should be able to recognize those now. There we are. And there we are. We are now officially supplied. And into the wild light yonder we go.
The source of the signature might be the thermal plant. Do you see anything?
Fucking no I don't. Never mind. I found this big hairy worm. And his friends. And he's going to be a going concern. I'm wondering if it's supposed to be the shake effect that's failing there. Well, in any case. And we were devoured. Mission failed. That's okay. We'll retry from the waypoint. Knowing that he's there doesn't really help. I do believe that he destroys the first thing that you venture out in, regardless. But we'll see if we can make our way back and sort of rearm. Alright. So we've largely dealt with the small bug problem. Let's see what it is that we can scavenge and kind of just carry on us for this. Might be handy, but we might also skip that for the time being. We will want this, as I would imagine a large thing like that is going to take some, you know, extra force than we're used to. Machine gun ammunition is always helpful. Give that a good slap, because our interact button is the same as the slap button. Alright.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Initialize.
There we are. Plenty of life-giving sauce for us. Oh yeah, do you see what I mean about the Capcom lock? You'll get shaken around, then something will spring a one-shot hit on you that there isn't a feasible way to... I know, they're a treasured development studio. You don't appreciate what I'm saying about them, but it's alright. Anyway, they'll spring something on you that just doesn't seem to be quite dodgeable. And you're not really going to know until you just try it. There we are. There he is. For the first little while, we can't shoot at him. We have to make sure Wayne shakes it off. Pi is very unhappy about my treatment of Capcom. Alright. Let's see if we can activate this. Get ourselves a bit of a lay of the land. There we are. We're more able to track him now. Which means we should be able to find out where it is that he's going to appear. Hopefully somewhere far away from us. Ah, there we are. Now we've made it to our... kind of, you know, checkpoint here. We're supposed to run. Ah, there he is back there. Well, friend, what if you stay back there? No, never mind. I believe that's its tail. Sure. And what's this up here? Maybe respite. Or at least somewhere he can't body check us. If we're lucky. He may still clip through. There we are. Yes, I'm aware you're present. Is there any getting in here? No, of course the Nevik door will not let us in. But we shouldn't worry about their presence. They're nothing, after all. Nothing at all. Yuri said so, and he's the first person we saw when we woke up, so of course we're going to trust him. Now, are you trying to outflank me? He is. We'll see if he winds up successful. I do need this. Thank you. Right by the navigation point, my friend, really? Must we? Must we, must we? Evidently we must. Oh, we have at least maybe injured it. No, I guess not. Not sure if he has an instant kill from the tail. I suppose we'll find out. Doesn't seem so. Interesting. Well, we're almost there. Almost. Ass or head? Head. And just barely. Like in Monster Hunter, it pays to simply stay the course. We'll be circling around again angrily, won't we? That's alright. Once again, ass or head? Any? None so far. There we go. If I remember right, there may be an achievement for kind of driving him off early, but I'm not interested at this point in time.
Wait, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the big one outside is pretty much fucking things up,
Looks like
so.
snow pirates.
What?
Done this.
Not the enormous worm outside.
Nevik?
My brain's still bad.
Nothing.
No, it's my brain.
What's Nevik?
They're a group hunting down all the snow pirates. You want to avoid them at all costs. Back down.
No. I'll just go in a little closer.
Hey,
Wayne doesn't
Something's
back
bothering me
down.
about this.
You don't belong here. Do you want to end up like them?
Aha, an antagonist. Who did your paint job?
This area is under Nevek's supervision. Leave while I'm still in a good mood.
wait, watch yourself.
There's something I came for. I'm not going anywhere.
Then
Okay.
we've got a problem.
Yeah, we do.
Damn.
I like this paint job. Yeah, there's a working one. Okay. Well, sometimes, like other things with this game, the enter command and the take things off of it command are one and the same, which is a problem. But that's okay. We can just reattach it. Ma'am, I'm now armed. But she has this sweepy laser thing. There's not very many ways to avoid it once she sort of gets it on you. You end up in that titular Capcom lock. And when our machine goes down, we must eject. But guess what? There's another one. No doubt on account of that Capcom lock. It simply wouldn't be possible without it. We do have 2 rocket launchers now, so this may or may not be for our benefit. It becomes hard to see her through the snow and the explosions and the smoke. We got her. Aye. Oh, yours has all kinds of neat features. Who does your mechanical work? I want neat features.
Get away. I never thought I'd see a match for you. That was too close.
Yes, it was.
I don't know why we assumed it's a he. We can hear her voice.
He reminds me of someone.
Oh, we're under arrest.
If that's the case, we'd better hurry up with the rendezvous.
Or are we?
Ben, you agree to our request, Dr. Solotov.
Nevik.
We both share a common goal. I see no problem with that.
We'll be waiting then. With your help, we should make good progress on the Frontier project.
Give my regards to Commander Eisenberg.
Hi. Could we have made this deal before they shot at me? I don't see a reason to not be on the company roll at this point, you know?
Eavesdropping.
Yes.
That's not very nice.
No.
You're working with Nevik?
Why not?
The Frontier Project is a large-scale undertaking to terraform the planet, making it warm enough for all humans to live comfortably.
Oh, okay.
It's not possible.
I've been looking for ways to warm the planet and to bring hope to the people that live on this rock.
Oh, my friend, we know how to warm a planet.
And I share that.
Come on.
Driving out the Acrid is just a cover then. You've been lying to Luca and Rick.
No.
I mean...
They understand me.
Okay.
You should get some rest.
The hostile bugs seem
I'll
like a
set up
problem.
tomorrow's route by morning. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow.
Okay. Wayne has every ability to just say no and fuck off, but he doesn't. Climb the first mountain route to reach the peak. We'll find a way to the next area from there. Also, look out, mountains are high. Anyway, the game treats this as a betrayal. I'm not sure that it is. We learn more about Nevik in subsequent installments of the Lost Planet series, and yes, it's a series. But they never quite rise to the level of, say, Umbrella in their bizarre evil. They're much closer to the, whoever the hell they were in James Cameron's Blue Cats fucking. Which, again, is the official title, by the way. We've been knocked around by a rock. It's that Capcom lock. And Mothra's here. Hello, copyright infringement. You're very pretty. Or you could drop bombs on me. That makes sense, too. They are explosive. See? Pardon me. That's a narrow corridor. That's a mean trick to play, Capcom. Now we're being bombed again. And this time it's dislodged some boulders. Boulders that even when they're not in motion will sometimes trigger your knockdown. Anyway, the worst of it seems to have passed. Did that get it? There we go. Sometimes that gets it in one if you shoot the grenade, and other times it doesn't. The attempt at simulating a liquid seeping down the mountainside is kind of nice. If only I could look up, you know. There we go. Some ammunition. And of course, we have to read our tweets. No, looks fucked up ahead. We're going to need that. Yep. Fucked up ahead. How many of those are coming directly? Just one. Like a lot of Capcom things, it's typically very accurate. And right now, I'm quite happy that I have this rope. They will gather under me, though. Just a real bad scene. Well, there we go. That should help out a little bit. I suppose there's just about nothing left to do but to do it. Down we go. Within licking distance. And we'll get to the highs on the walls in just a second. I agree. I appreciate being able to approach this slowly and with some kind of method and plan, rather than just being tossed into the worst position possible because the game said I had to be. Again, a lot of developers also worry about their vision and that they don't want the player's struggle to seem too light because everyone's apparently concerned gravely about not looking as if your game is going to make a man out of absolutely everyone. But I'm not looking to form a strong alliance to defeat an ancient army of Mongolians. And that, of course, also doesn't begin to address the bizarre concept of manliness that a great many people hold. Wrong button. Whatever. I do like how practical Wayne's coat is, his whole getup here. The chaps included. They at least seem to cover his, I'm assuming, delicate, powered undersuit, which keeps him from freezing to death here. He's got pouches to keep things, a set of suspenders, and a belt to keep that fanny pack on for his battery. It's a lot less goofy than a great many of Capcom's character designs are, and a lot less goofy than a lot of character designs are even in modern games. Final Fantasy XIV, a game I reference fairly frequently, is guilty of some truly atrocious costume design recently. I'm not entirely sure why it is we stray from things that at least look like they might work under some kind of reasoning. Now, our petard has been wasted momentarily. Hello? Hello. Yeah, it's the Capcom lock. We're just going to have to flop our way to cover. There we are. And now our telescopic eyeballs can really help us out. And we'll wait until we can see. We're going to go on like this. It's not a daring strategy, but it is how you overcome the Capcom lock with the rockets. I believe that was 4. Nope. We miscounted. You fired too early, my friend. And the shotgun. The shotgun. There we are. Capcom games. Can't gather that up with my grappling arrows. That's alright. In Lost Planet 2, you can indeed snag things, some things anyway, from a distance. No, sure, you know what? You have fun with that. Give me this. Thank you. Hello. Oh, we didn't even put anything in the magazine. Jets. You've been standing around with unloaded rifles? Total insanity. Anyway. Now we can take him out of his cockpit, hopefully. There we are. I'll be needing that more than you. Looking good. I see they moved. I agree. Don't let me escape. There we are. Hey. Remember when you exploded me into this corner? That was less than ideal. Anyway, there's no way we're fitting it through that door up there. Time to scavenge. And we're being told that we're out of ammunition with the shotgun, which is fine because we'll be replacing it shortly. There we have it.
Enemy attack!
Hush. You're giving away the surprise.
Enemy attack!
It's an odd shooting stance. What are you doing, Wayne? I believe the answer is his own thing. Well, hello to you too. Down we go. You're right, I do need a few more of those. Now, is there some way to start this in motion? Is it simply too heavy? Oh, no, I'm supposed to get down here to start this in motion.
Those exploding
There we go.
guarding the nest. They aren't going to make this easy.
No, they aren't. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you not to do that. Well, our platform broke. It looks like we were supposed to get off that. Even better the second time. Wayne, no grappling hook. Wayne, work with me, my man. Alright, well, now we know.
Those exploding Acrid are guarding the nest. They aren't going to make this easy.
We're just going to bail on that as quickly as humanly possible. Goodbye. I know, sucks. That's right, shower music. There you are.
Wayne, be careful out there.
Of course I'm going to be careful. This is Wayne we're talking about. If you can name one person who's more careful than Wayne, I would be stunned. Aha. Our own directed energy weapon. Give me this. Some of the decals they do with snow clinging to Wayne's gear is also quite nice to look at, I think. From a distance, I've seen people walking around the places that I grew up looking very similar to this.
Ready?
In we go. Aha. We have a double jump, we have a smoke screen, a long jump. We'll find out what those actually are. So that would be the long jump, the double jump rather. X starts our long jump. Quite a jump it is. Excuse me. And Z triggers our smoke screen. I said excuse me. This one has an interesting movement pattern in that it swivels much more freely. It's able to turn much faster than the other ones that we've been using. believe that's because this is one of the first few that we see that was directly built for military applications. A lot of the others are, predictably, tractors with guns on them. I'm going to need all of that. We do have a directed energy weapon, and it's going to be a little bit hungry. Hush. And you'll notice that I'm attempting to take aim at these kind of jellyfish-shaped ones. They're little bombs. See? We don't really want that getting too close to us. Upward and upward and upward. We're missing a few ammunition pickups along the way, but that's alright. We have at least one gun that isn't going to run out on us. Almost out. Can you taste freedom? Just in case we weren't able to make it out with that. A hush. They do give us another suit buried in the snow. Very much like the old one. We're going to set it up right, and we're going to take that chain gun off it. Now, similarly to the last thing that we did, this is another experience that I recognize will not be deeper. They just won't. As much as I would love to tune the leg servos and introduce elements to address icing, so on and so forth, on these machines, I would be happy with just a wider experience where I'm scavenging parts maybe out of snowdrifts and operating as a sort of quasi-survival thing in a large open world, but we never quite get there with Lost Planet, and I don't think we ever will. Capcom seems married to a lot of their old tricks. We're not going to see much in the way of, say, a Monster Hunter game that doesn't take place on finite maps. With a food system that mirrors something similar to what Breath of the Wild may have done. It just isn't in the cards. No. And now to figure out where it is that it wants us to go this time. I don't believe up. Nah. The data post will point the way. It looks like we can use this as a kind of platform. Because I did just get this. I would hate to abandon it so soon. There we are. And plenty of spares. It looks like we're in for a fight. Likely against Mothra. Oh, nope. Something wasp-like instead. Can you guess where its weak point might be? Yes, thank you. was a good try, but you'll never catch me. And that will result in a long vulnerability phase where we can kind of leverage our enormous cannon. Pi, of course, is still not really happy with the direction this is taken. He's much more into competitive esports than weird old titles from yesteryear. Well, I let go. We just sort of didn't do it. That's alright. There it is. He loses. Yo. Our save is successful. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yuri's things, they're gone.
What?
He ditched.
Where could he have gone?
Fool.
He moved
know
into a better
something?
apartment.
Wayne, where's Yuri?
Don't know.
Okay.
Liar.
Acting.
What do we do now?
I don't know. We could start by
What can we do?
getting you to dress
Take out
sensibly.
that green eye while we
The both
wait
of
for
you.
Yuri to come back. Wayne, the mountain range is next.
Rick, what are all these things you have?
Prep up.
What is this? Are those flares? Why are they there, my friend? Put them in a pouch. They're going to get wet. Alright. We'll be passing through a mountain route next time. I think right now is as good a time as any to go ahead and, just wrap this up for right now. Lost Planet's going to be a longer play than Destiny, but, like I said, something that's a little bit more interesting to look at and think about. We'll send us over here. And, yeah, it's available on Steam right now. I'm looking at the chat. It looks like something you can enjoy. Please do. Go right ahead onto Steam. It's about $20, I think. And it'll boot right up, unlike Lost Planet 2, which you will have to fight with, but we'll save that for later. Anyway, until next time. See ya.